No love for free-to-play players. That's okay. Thank you to everybody out there who does subscribe to Lotro. It's well worth the money. It's a great investment in a quality game. Hi everybody, it's Big Ed Mustafa. Welcome to another white-knuckled riveting edition of Adventures After Dark. I'm your host. I'm Big Ed Mustafa. I'm very excited to be here, starting a little bit early in fact, because I'm so excited. I've got the snacks laid out. I've got Planters hot peanuts mixed with some Blue Diamond Smokehouse almonds thrown in just for good measure. I'm going to start off tonight with the Diet Dew, because I actually have more Diet Dew in the fridge than I have Coke Zero. So we always like to, keep a few bottles of Coke Zero around in case of emergency. Don't want to go through it too fast. Let's see what we got. I just wanted to mix it up. I've been playing my Burglar on Crick Hollow a lot. And so I'm on my free-to-play Fridays account, the one I created a year ago in March. And I noticed that I have not been on Landerville on that account in 10 months. So I thought, you know what? Let's dust it off. Let's go play some Landerville. And I think I'm going to play the Guardian. We've got a Stout Axe Runekeeper. We've got an Elf Minstrel. I enjoy playing Guardian. I like Sword and Board. Although I think she might be set up for two-handed yellow line. That's okay. Let's just see where we're at. Let's go have some fun. Just wanted to mix it up, play a character I haven't played in a while. We've been having a good time on Wednesdays. We ran Fornost. We're vectoring towards the Innuminous instances. And we did Gartha Garwin. And reran Fornost on Wednesday so that some folks could get some characters through who hadn't been through yet. It's also a great way to get some of your Slayer deeds done in the North Downs. It's been very productive for everybody. And we've got a few friends who are trying to get caught up so they can run with us. And that should give them a little bit of time. So this is Carlinia. She is a human guardian. And she is in Bree at the moment. Let's see what she's been working on. Deliver Lily's letter to Kandak. Destination Lowlands. Looks like she's getting pointed towards the Lowlands. Breeland quests. Got a bunch of stuff to turn in. We could do that. Got the epic queued up to book 2. Forward. Aiding the Order. Talk to Saradan. There's cabin along the Greenway. We can sure do that. That's going to vector me to the Lone Lands. We got a Lone Lands quest, Polished Pendant. Got a Reputation quest for Barrow Treasure. It looks like it's Northtown Reps and the Road to Erebor, the Road to the Lonely Mountain. Looks like we got plenty to do. Let's check our Reputation. Ally to Bree, but not Kindred, so we certainly want to get that Bree stuff turned in. See if we can get a little bit closer to Kindred. And we'll just queue all those up. I'm not going to lie, I'm refamiliarizing myself with the character. I'm like, okay, Prospector, Metalsmith, Tailor. We've gotten our Prospecting and our Metalsmithing up to Expert. Got our Tailor up to Expert. Very good. That means one of the other characters is probably a Woodsman. Let's get that Diet Dew cracked open. So we're doing okay on our crafting stuff. Let's see what we have to turn in. Breetown to Trestlebridge, gathering ancient texts, gathering grave moss, gathering the shards, Prey on the Darkness. And Stalker of that one place. I don't know why I can never pronounce this. Let's see if we can sound this out. Old man glasses activate. Say it with me, everybody. Hod Iorkith. Hod Iorkith. It just looks funny. So most of this should be able to be turned in at the Hunter's Lodge here in Bree. Let's go visit it and see. Also, for anybody who's been following along, I have been manning up and taking my punishment after the Labor Day fundraiser for Make-A-Wish. We hit 4 of my fundraising goals, and so far I've suffered through 3 hours of the USS Omaha. I've got 2 more hours to go. I'll probably try to complete that Sunday before the regular World of Warship stream. It'll get me warmed up before the rest of the guys show up for operations Sunday night. And then I got all 10 hours of grinding on Mad Maggie and Apex Legends done. Hate Mad Maggie, wish they'd delete her from the game, and I didn't even unlock her on my main account to play her. I unlocked her on my alt account. Aurora Ember cried foul. She said I was cheating. I said too bad. All I promised was that I would unlock Mad Maggie and play as her for 10 hours, which I did. Didn't say I'd do it on my primary account. So if that makes me a dirty, rotten scoundrel, then guilty as charged.
What do you need?
So I still have to play and stream Overwatch, and I still have to set up a stream for Mrs. M. So everybody will get to meet the disembodied hand that used to feed me snacks. The woman who tried to ruin Thanksgiving last year by going away, and I'm glad she's still here, even though she tortures me relentlessly day after day. I must have, what do they call it, Stockholm Syndrome, where you start to sympathize with your captors. The Questing Dad said he followed through. That's all that matters. Thank you, Questing Dad. I agree. Donnie's here. Hello, Bear. Bear WSHS is checking in and saying hi. Hi, Donnie. And we're going to shout out our friend, the Questing Dad. If you're not already following the Questing Dad, shame on you. Fix that immediately. Check out his channel. Make sure you subscribe. Heck, donate, and let's see if we can put him in a higher tax bracket just to jack with him. Why the heck not? What else do you want to do with your money? Let the government spend it? That's just crazy. You don't have to give it to me, but you can sure support your other Lotro streamers. Thank you, Big Ed, for all the shout-outs. It really helps out. Well, good. I'm hoping some more folks are migrating over and checking out your streams and just helping you build your channel. Like I said, Lotro streamers are basically Standing Stone Games' best marketing tool right now, so if you can't buy magazine ads and you can't do promos and you can't buy, other advertising things, then heck, let the Twitch streamers shout out how good your game is. That's what we're here for. We can show it off in all of its glory. The hell am I running? I forgot where I was going. I'm like, okay, I turned in some quests. Where am I going? I'm not smart. I guess we could do some task item turn-ins as long as I'm here by the task item board. That sounds productive. But seriously, the Questing Dad, love to support other Lotro streamers. It is my dream one day to be the worst, least known, least thought of Lotro streamer on Twitch. And if I can build up other Twitch streamers and help them grow, I am happy to do it. I try to set the bar of quality very low so other players look and go, he's an idiot, I can stream better than him. And they jump in and start streaming, and it's a good thing. Donnie says, no, you're not. You're not, love you. Thank you, Donnie. I'm sorry. Rem, you're still banned from the channel, bud. And I can't let you hang out here. I love you, Rem, and I will see you tomorrow, buddy. That was somebody that I actually play and stream with on a regular basis, but he's not supposed to be in Lotro stream. So I will preemptively nuke him so that he doesn't get in more trouble for ban evasion. It's, you know, he just wants to be part of the group. I want him to be part of the group. He is part of the group. We got to get him leveled up so he can join us on Wednesdays. But you can come by on Saturday nights and see what the two of us get up to. I will leave his name unsaid because it's a trigger word for some people. But that's okay. My name's probably a trigger word for some people. And if I have not offended you, it's most likely because you just haven't been paying attention. But I'm glad you're here anyway. Forbin Kid checking in. Hi, Forbin Kid. Always enjoy watching your streams. Currently trying to save up 100k Mustafa points. Everybody loves the reaction I get from Mrs. M. If you collect 100,000 Mustafa lira, you can make me declare my love for Mrs. Mustafa. And I usually turn to her, and I'll give you one for free, as a matter of fact. Hey, Pookie. What? I love you. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear that. She just goes, yep. Is there anyone in the whole world more starved for love and affection than a husband? 20 years, what can I say? But Mrs. M's doing good. She was gracious enough to play and stream online at some point when we get that set up. I kind of want to get the warships and Overwatch thing both out of the way. The reason Overwatch is a punishment is I've been bad-mouthing the game. They had a free weekend before the original Overwatch went live to retail. And I played it, and I didn't like it. And I watched a friend of mine, another streamer. I'm going to shout him out, too, so I'm going to mention him. He's an old friend and a fellow Lotro streamer from way back, the 7 Hero. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 lately. Shout out to the 7 Hero. But I watched him just get red-faced mad playing Overwatch because he would just be beaming people right in the head with little to no effect. And then they wouldn't even be pointing at him, and they'd launch their ultimate and kill him. And he just didn't understand. Overwatch is not a shooter. Overwatch is a massive online battle arena. It's basically League of Legends done from a first-person perspective. So the game mechanics aren't shooter mechanics. The game mechanics are tower defense mechanics. It's a different kind of game. I like shooters. That's why I play Apex. That's why Doom and Unreal Tournament were always longtime favorites of mine. Quake, loved Quake. And I get shooters. I don't get MOBAs. If that's your jam, you like playing them, fantastic. It was my nephew's birthday yesterday. He turned 22. We went out for dinner tonight, and Mrs. M said, "So what have you been playing lately, Jacob?" He said he's been playing a lot of League of Legends. And it's just like, oh God, I've got a League of Legends player in the family. It was, a source of deep shame. But you play whatever games you want. There's nothing wrong with League. There's nothing wrong with Overwatch. They just aren't my cup of tea. And if my nephew gets a chance to play and chillax and enjoy himself with League of Legends, then I'll just keep it a shameful, dark family secret. No, I'm just kidding. Very proud of my nephew. But Glistening Filth, yeah, we got him. No, that's Glistening Essences. I probably have Glistening Filth, too. Yeah, we can turn some of those in. But yeah, Overwatch just wasn't ever my cup of tea, and I'm always razzing my buddies who do play Overwatch. SKDX Killer, Gipio, all up in ya, Gravity 42. It's like, guys, you need to play Apex. It's a way better game. Overwatch is stupid, and I've been saying that for years and years, and so now my punishment, because we hit $2,000 in the fundraiser for Make-A-Wish, I have to play and stream some Overwatch. So I want to get some of my buddies together so I can torture them with my bad Overwatch play. Since I literally have never touched Overwatch 2, I do have it installed, but yeah, I'm going to be terrible, and it'll be fun to annoy them. That's really what playing together as a group online is all about. It's torturing your friends.
Greetings. Greetings. What do you need?
We ride for the task board and for glory. That was kind of a nice start, though. I didn't realize I had so many quests sitting there waiting to get turned in. What else should we dump more of? Jagged Claws? Sure. That's probably all I need. I'll bet 5 of 10 is the most I can do tonight. Exactly. The questing dad gets it. It's part of the fun.
How can I be of service?
Plus, most people find me hilarious right up until it's their turn in the barrel. And when I tease people, it's done out of love. It looks like I need to respec my Guardian. And I have new mail. So I guess we can go to the crafting hall, see if we can find a mailbox. Mr. Christoph checking in. That's an accurate statement, said the Nancy boy. Hey, you're the one who told me about shaving your legs that one time. That's on you. Here's a gentleman who's largely responsible for all the pain and suffering I've been going through since Labor Day. Hello, Mr. Christoph. If you want to see some cool retro gaming stuff, check out Mr. Christoph's channel. He's always got something fun going on over there. And you can even see my old Amiga 500 that he was gracious enough to take off my hands when I was in the middle of moving. I'm like, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff. Man, I still remember writing the check for $1,200 for that Amiga 500 back in the late 80s. That was the biggest check I'd ever written in my life. My hand was shaking. I was like, how do I even write this out? Still had it after all these years, and I thought, I should really find a better home for it than keeping it in a storage box for 2 decades. So I'm glad he is playing with it, experimenting with it, taking it out for a spin. And I guess I should ask, do you have any interest in old console stuff, particularly something that might be a little more exotic? I still have my original NEC TurboGrafx 16, and it predates the Sega Genesis. It's a very old console, very cool console. I've got the box, 1 controller, and I've got like 4 games for it, including the original Splatterhouse, which is just super cool back in the day. And I thought that might be something else you might be interested in playing with at some point. I didn't know if you were doing any console stuff or if you were just doing vintage PCs, but if that's of any interest to you, let me know. I'll see if I can dig it up. I still have a pretty good console collection, even though I haven't played any of them in years and years. I've got a Atari 7800 flashback. I've got an Atari Jaguar with Jag CD. I was going to hit the mailbox while I was in here. I've got a Nintendo 64, a Nintendo GameCube, an original Xbox, an original PlayStation Portable. Quite a few games for most of those consoles. And my Sega Dreamcast. Big fan of the Dreamcast. That was a great console back in the day. But when I got married, Mrs. M just took over the living room TV, and I don't console game anymore. I mean, I could get a console and plant it on the computer desk, but I've got a Ryzen 7 5700X with 32 gigs of DDR4 3200 memory. I've got a Radeon 6700 XT graphics card with 12 gigs of video RAM. The console stuff, it's like when you've got a gaming PC like that, you don't really need the console stuff. I don't have a problem with console gaming. I console gamed for years and years and always enjoyed it. But from a practical standpoint, I can't file my tax return on an Xbox, not even the X series, as far as I know. You gotta totally dig that thing out, though, and stream it. I would love to do retro gaming streaming, but pretty much do vintage PC stuff. I got the Mr. FPGA for any console stuff. I just never grew up with any past the Atari 2600. Okay. Forbin Kid said, I had about 5 Ataris over the years, but I've given them away years ago. Original Godspeed says, Happy Friday, Ed. Hello, Original Godspeed. Welcome. So, yeah, retro gaming stream. I came in and heard this. Hello. Hi, Adorno. I love retro games. I mean, for me, they were just games. I always joke that one of the reasons I've been so obsessed with video games is I could never talk my chiseling deadbeat dad into buying us an Atari 2600 back in the day. God rest his soul. Might be the only reason I ever finished high school, much less got to college. But yeah, that Amiga 500 I bought was really my first video game machine of any kind, shape, or form. We didn't have a console growing up. I later went on to own my own video game store. Game Doctors, your prescription for fun, here in Omaha, Nebraska. And we specialized. At the time we opened it, I think Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo were the mainstream consoles. And we kind of specialized in Atari Jaguar. 3DO was out by Panasonic and Gold Star. That was an interesting product line. There were different manufacturers of the console, and they looked nice but weren't that much fun to play. And if you really had bucks to spend, you could get a Neo Geo Gold system for your home. I don't know, I've got a horse yet on this character. Did I ever get the riding trait? Probably not. Let's open these and see what they are. More of that important stuff that Bacchus is always telling me to throw away. What the hell was I prattling on about? Neo Geo Gold? That was a cool system because it would just take the big ROM cartridges that fit in the Neo Geo arcade machines at the actual game arcade, and you could put it in the home system and play the actual arcade version at home. But the console was like $600, and the games would run from like $120 to $250 each. But we actually had a Neo Geo cabinet or two in the game store back in the day. We had one wall where he had actual arcade games, so if kids came in and they just wanted to look around, we could still get them to maybe spend a couple of bucks on pop and candy and play a few arcade games. Always keep the cash register ringing. That was my theory, and it worked pretty well for us. But man, King of Fighters 95 and Samurai Showdown, those were super fun back in the day. And to console credit, I've played sports games, I've played fighting games on the PC, and they're awfully good. They just feel more natural to me on a console. I like controllers and I like consoles for fighting games, for sports games, for racing, generally speaking. And I know you can play all that stuff on the PC. In fact, I had a Logitech NASCAR wheel and pedal set. I have no idea what it retailed for new. I found it on closeout for $20 at a local Target. And I was like, I'm totally buying this. And I was playing, at the time, I think it was Colin McRae 3, which is the predecessor to the Dirt series, and a rally racing game. And I had it set up and got really good with the wheel and pedals. The problem is if you have your wheel and pedals set up, it blocks you from getting on your computer to do anything else. So I never did come up with a good solution for rotating out the wheel and pedals if I wasn't using them. Because if you disconnect them and put them away, then you have to go through a whole setup and calibration process when you put them back up. At least you did back in the day. Maybe that's gotten better since then. But yeah, I enjoyed the wheel and pedals, and I did some PC racing, and it was a lot of fun. But I see why people set up dedicated simulation stations now. If you have the room and money to do it, it makes sense. Because otherwise, general use of the PC gets to be tricky. Mandalorian 2K says, "Evening Ed, I still have all my old systems, including my Commodore 64. Awesome. Adorno loves retro games so much. I just got done doing a flight on X-Plane 12. Very cool. Retro games on Steam from GOG that I strictly play on controller because I'm just accustomed to that. I still have my N64 and PlayStation 3. And what's funny about it is I was chatting with Mr. Christoph not too long ago, and it turns out he knows my old business partner I own the game store with. I always say Omaha is the world's biggest small town. But my ex-business partner Rick used to have a sports card store. That was his jam for a while. I guess I'm done killing orcs. Still think the best sports games was on Sega Dreamcast. Oh man, the 2K series when those first came out. I love NFL football, and when I had my Dreamcast, you know, March would roll around and you'd just be jonesing for football after the season was over. I used to just queue up a computer versus computer game on the Dreamcast and sit and watch it like it was an actual football game. It actually saved me from a lot of withdrawal when football season was over. Fortunately, watching the Huskers suck so much has really kind of helped temper my thirst for football watching. And my Seahawks are 0-1, but we get the Lions at Detroit this weekend, so I like our chances. We'll see how that goes. Mr. Christoph worked there for 1 week for $1 an hour. That sounds like Rick. Heck, I'm not a sports fan, but I enjoyed the ones we had. Fishing, too, and the racing games on the Dreamcast. Yeah, when we were moving, I came across a bunch of my old console accessories. I had the Time Crisis light gun game for the original PlayStation. I found my fishing rod controller for the Sega Bass fishing game. Some fun stuff. I think next year they're bringing back NCAA football. That would be good. Of course, now all the players want to get paid for their image and likeness, but that's probably fair. What's funny about it, I have the NCCA football with Eric Crouch on the cover, the Nebraska quarterback who won the Heisman, and I had a chance to take it to the Remington Trophy Awards when Mrs. M was the photographer and get him to autograph it, and I just never bothered. Super nice guy. I got him and Mike Rozier to sign a trophy football for my boss, Eric, at the time. And I had a picture of me getting the ball signed by them and me holding the ball at the event as proof that the signatures were authentic. So I don't know if I've shared those before. Mrs. M, I got Mrs. M her first digital camera, and she used it for the first time on our honeymoon. And for Christmas one year, I bought her first Canon SLR, and she just got really into photography. And as a reward, she got in with the Remington Trophy Committee, and I got to have my picture taken with and got to meet Jim McMahon, the Bears Super Bowl winning quarterback, Eric Dickerson, one of the greatest running backs in the history of the NFL, Anthony Munoz, who was like a 9-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals. all Hall of Famers. I got to meet Florida State coach Bobby Bowden, have my picture taken with him. I got to meet Kirk Ferentz and have my picture taken with him, the Iowa Hawkeyes head coach. It's a lot of fun. We'd go down to that event. She'd get paid for it. I'd have to go along and help lug equipment and help her out. But they fed us dinner, and it was always, steak or prime rib with potatoes and all the fixins and a nice dessert and a salad. And, it was a fun event, and I got to meet a lot of famous football people.
Would you do something for me?
And it was funny, Rozier and Roger Craig went into the NFL around the same time, and Mike Rozier was a Heisman Trophy winner. And everybody just expected great things from him, and he got into the pros and didn't really do much. And Roger Craig was kind of a second running back while he was in Lincoln. And it was, oh yeah, he's a good football player. But he went into the pros with the 49ers and just had a spectacular NFL career. And it was just kind of funny how their roles got reversed as professionals. Don't get me wrong, I think Mike Rozier did just fine, but Roger Craig ended up with a couple, 3 Super Bowl rings, I think. I wish Zinger was here. He hates missing out on sports ball talk. It's one of his favorite things. Zinger loves the sports ball.
What can I do for you? Would you do something for me?
Let's go speak with Aggie Digwood. And Elsie Woodruff.
Could I speak with you a moment?
She wants me to go collect some stuff. There's Aggie.
Oh dear.
Alright, let's go torture some orcs. It sounds like fun. Some of the old sports video games kind of transcended sports. I mean, even if you weren't a sports fan, Tecmo Bowl football on the original NES. Some of the baseball video games were super fun. Good times. Okay, chat. We always like to get interaction going. Shout out your favorite classic sports titles. Poking time, exactly. We are gonna swat at some Kerbane. What was your classic console sports title? The golf games, yeah. Ginger's not wrong about that. Hardball 3. Oh, I forgot about the Hardball Baseball series. Tecmo Bowl has to be right up there, exactly. And I was telling this story on my channel the other night, but when we had the game store, the Sega players were desperate for golf games, and they were hard to get and expensive if you found them. And when they were closing the 32X out, they were dumping them for $19.99. And we found a source for Fred Couples' Great 36 Holes Golf for the 32X, and we were getting those for like $10 a piece. So when somebody came in looking for a Genesis golf game, We'd be like, well, do you have a 32X? No. Well, we can get you a 32X and a golf game, this Fred Couples Great 36 Holes, all for $49. And we could just bundle them together and make like $20. And everybody was just tickled pink. It was like, oh, because the graphics were a lot more advanced than the base Genesis. That was the whole point of the 32X. But it was an expensive upsell. I don't think Sega ever moved as many as they were hoping to. That's why you don't see expansions on consoles anymore. I mean, they've always bombed. The Sega Genesis CD player didn't sell particularly well, and if you played any of the games that were designed for it, you'd know why. The PlayStation, a bit of trivia for those of you who aren't familiar with your video game history, that was originally a project that Nintendo approached Sony about. They wanted a Super Nintendo CD-ROM drive, and Sony started developing it, and then Nintendo backed out of the project when the Sega CD drive kind of bombed out, and Sony was like, well, what the hell are we supposed to do with this thing now? And they developed it into a full-blown standalone console, and it became the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. So Nintendo gave birth to their biggest competitor unknowingly by financing that attempt to come up with the Super Nintendo CD drive. Just one of the funny quirks of fate. And I always wax a little bit nostalgic. I was never a huge Sega fan until I got the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was very powerful, very advanced for its time, had a lot of cool features, including a built-in modem. And a lot of really cool, fun, original games. But to Sega's credit, their original 8-bit Master System was very innovative. The Genesis was, I think, a year and a half ahead of the Super Nintendo. It wasn't as powerful, but, they were out way in advance of Nintendo. So Nintendo had the ability to make the Super Nintendo more powerful because the bar had already been set. But the Sega handheld stuff, their mainline handheld was a thing called the Game Gear. And it was like the Game Boy, but it was color, it had its own game library, and it was a pretty good seller, as I recall. But they had a more expensive handheld called the Sega Nomad, and it had an active matrix screen on it that looked really good, and it took the regular Sega Genesis cartridges. And I think at the time, it was as much as what you'd pay for a Nintendo Switch nowadays. It was a bunch of money. $250 for a handheld back in the day was a lot of money. But it took the regular home console game cartridges. You didn't have to get a separate game library for it. And that active matrix screen back in the day just looked way better than anything anybody else had out. It was very cool. Well, I guess I could move my fishing skill out. It probably goes here, actually. There we go. I'll quit trying to fish while I'm fighting these birds. I'm not smart. Mr. Christoph says, I enjoy Golden Tee. I need to get that running again. We've had Golf with Friends suggested as a Tuesday night game title. So I wouldn't mind finding something like that. I remember Lynx 386 back in the day, the PGA golf games by EA. And it was always nice if you don't golf, you might not appreciate the appeal, but they could be played by people who didn't have lightning fast reflexes. They were visually gorgeous for the time they were a thing. And if you are a golf fan, it gives you a chance to virtually walk along and play some of the most famous golf courses in the world. And that was always very nice. I've been so used to playing burglar, I'm like, what do I need to do for crowd control here? It's like, oh wait, I'm a guardian. Go in and smash their face. Remember checking in. Golf with friends is so much fun, and the options can make it frustratingly funny. Well, good. Sounds like you'd be on board to playing. Oh, I never did reset my skill tree either. I just wandered out and started killing stuff. Just imagine how much more powerful I'm going to be when I actually use my skill points. Collected sleeping draught. Don't need to kill any more Kerbane. Just head up the hill for now. Ginger says we got my mom to play the Bee Golf with us. Cool. Questing Dad had a Sega Nomad. That thing was huge. And the other system that I always think back on fondly was the Atari Jaguar. The Jaguar had the best and the worst games. I mean, it was funny because you'd be waiting for new titles to release, and they'd do something like Alien vs. Predator was a system seller for that thing. It was really well done and really advanced for the time. And Doom had come out, and Doom had some curved walls and things. With Alien vs. Predator on the Jaguar, it was everything was squared off, kind of like Wolfenstein was. But the sound effects and the atmosphere of the game were just fantastically done. And you could play as a Space Marine, as a Alien Queen, or as a Predator. And the play style for all three was completely different. And you had to go through air ducts to get through different parts of the ship, and all three were challenging and fun to play, and it wasn't easy. That was not a difficult or an easy game to complete. And I talked to a lot of people who were like, oh man, I never figured this thing out. And I could stand there and just do a complete walkthrough from memory. And there was how did you? I spent a lot of hours on that game. But the Jaguar also had the best console port of Doom at the time. The 32X had a version that only had 15 levels, and the characters were two-dimensional. They were just basically flat paper doll, pixelated versions. And the Jaguar had polygon-drawn characters, and they had 23 levels. And Atari actually came out with a serial link cable where you could play Doom Deathmatch by connecting two Jaguars with the serial cable. And that was a lot of fun. I seem to recall some drinking parties where we'd hang out and get pizza and play deathmatch on the Jaguar. And I think at the time GoldenEye had come out on the 64, and people were like, what? There's not a split screen mode. And it was like, split screen modes aren't any fun. There we go. I know a lot of folks grew up playing GoldenEye and had a great time with it, but only because you didn't know any better. So if you go out and play Golden Tee, Mr. Kristoff, how much do you normally spend? $10, $20? What does a round of virtual golf cost you? I like the old Empire game. Nice and simple. Capture cities, build armies up, explore. Absolutely. My God, I haven't played it since I worked at OTC, and we played during lunch or in the evening at the pool hall near 102nd and Q. You mean Big John's? That's just west of 96th and L. Big John's, there you go. My ex-brother-in-law used to hang out at Big John's all the time. He knew...
Hello.
Well, hi, Antler. How are you?
Good. My dad and I used to go shoot pool at Big John's.
Well, there you go. Were you guys in a league?
No, we just, just shot there for fun.
Just one of those, your mom's driving me crazy, son. Let's get in the car and go shoot pool.
Well, yeah, my stepmom.
Oh, there you go. But one of my flying buddies knew my ex-brother-in-law because they used to be in a pool league at Big John's together. Play it on Maine. 10 or 20 bucks for a round of golf, yeah. What a money-making deal Golden Tee is.
Webcam, by the way.
Oh, great. I was expecting to be on the old webcam because I hadn't switched it out on the Linux build. And when I fired up OBS, it grabbed the new camera. It's like, I didn't tell you to switch cameras. What are you doing? But it's like, I'll just roll with it. I thought just for fun, I might run both cameras and give you like 2 different viewing angles.
You should have a Mrs. M cam.
Like when people have a camera on their dog bed or something, you just keep an eye on Mrs. M. Watch Mrs. Mustafa watch the rifleman. That sounds riveting. I can't even do a pet camera. I gave away my fish tank when I moved. Dornell mentioned historical building games. I remember playing Caesar. It was like Sim City, but ancient Rome. That was fun. Although fires would break out all the time, it was annoying. It's like, why do you people keep catching everything on fire? Stop it. think I have to come back to get credit for killing that boss. That's why I like sword and board. I love the shield smashes and stuff. I think those are fun attacks. Anybody remember Caesar 2, Caesar 3? So you've Mad Maggied and you've Blown Bud. It's the next part of our donator rewards. Well, I still have 2 hours left in the USS Omaha. I'm probably going to do that Sunday before the regular World of Warship stream. But you still get a stream from Mrs. M, and you still have an Overwatch 2 stream coming. Pew pews must die. This might be the first Overwatch stream I watch. I probably still won't watch it. I'll have my eyes closed.
Ooh, that'd be fun. You watching you play Overwatch with your eyes closed.
I really didn't think we were going to get there. Heck, I didn't think I'd have to unlock Mad Maggie. Okay, that's already been cleaned out. I just need to catch the group down the hill. I think I'm going to let this bird live because I don't think there's a Kerbane Slayer deed in the North Downs. There's not. What was crazy about it was 2 or 3 years ago they were showing Overwatch tournament games on ABC. I remember my wife and I stopped after church a couple times and we were eating at this Ethiopian restaurant on Farnham, and they would have like ABC on the TV, and ABC Sports was showing Overwatch tournaments. It's like, how do you go from national television coverage to having your game almost completely abandoned, Blizzard? And another thing that annoyed me, I think ESPN at one time showed a radio control tournament, flying tournament, and people were like, well, I'm not sure that's a sport, but it sure is interesting. And it's like, okay, you're talking about a channel that broadcasts poker games, but you're not sure radio control flying contests are a sport? It's like, shove off. RC flying's more of a sport than poker. And then one of my buddies was like, oh yeah, we should play poker sometime. I know all about it because I watched it on TV. It's like, oh, shut up, you're an idiot. For every 10 minutes of poker on television they show, they cut out about 8 hours of everybody getting crap hands and just folding. Just because you watch poker on TV is not going to translate to success playing the game.
does if you're sitting around like a 70-year-old old man in a rocking chair playing those video poker handhelds back in the day.
Oh, maybe. But yeah, if they're not televising poker anymore, I think that's a good thing. What a waste of time and energy that was. If I'm dead wrong and you love watching poker on TV, let me know in chat. Hello, I clicked on you. There we go.
Dear.
We ride for Captain Trotter and for glory.
How can I be of service? Could I speak with you a moment?
One of the nice things about Trestle Bridge is most of this is actually Bree rep and it's not yet Northdowns rep. So I am finishing my Bree rep by coming up here and starting on this
Stay a
stuff.
moment.
Greetings, friend.
In fact, I'll be surprised if I don't end up kindred with Bree by the time I move out of Trestle Bridge tonight. We'll see what happens, though.
Do you not have
can I
any
do for
more of
you?
those Cardolian trinkets
Greetings.
left?
I don't know. This is a alt character on Landerville I dusted off just for tonight. I haven't been on Landerville on any of my accounts in at least 10 months, so let's go play on Landerville. I don't know what this character has or doesn't have. There aren't any in my inventory at the moment, but I think this is my highest level character on this account on this server. So probably don't have any of those trinkets saved. I probably used them all. Which is fine. Like I said, I'm going to quest through this. Questing Dad is heading off to bed. Have an awesome stream and a good night, Big Ed. Questing Dad, you have a great weekend. Have some good streaming yourself, and hopefully I'll get a chance to say hi to you again this weekend. Take care. Carlinia is one of your few male characters, I assume. No, I think this is a chick. We will check for cleavage. She's shielding it pretty good, but yeah, I think those are breasts underneath the chainmail. We check the character sheet. She is an apprentice angler. She's a man guardian, but she's a female man. I'm going to say something controversial, as I'm often want to do. Like I said earlier, if I haven't offended you, it's probably because you haven't been paying attention. But with all the talk about pronouns and everything else that everybody gets all worked up about, I made the comment one time that a woman is just a female man. And if everybody wants to make sure the right pronoun gets used, why don't we all just go by he and him? We're all mankind. Now, I personally believe that females have been elevated, and rightfully so. They are the givers of life, the birthers of children. They should be held in higher esteem than men and given their own names and titles, like she and her, and venerated. But if that offends people, then, you know, we're all dudes. It's like I always say, just be like Aurora Ember, man up and hit ready. Wildwood missions. Yeah, Carlinia is a chick. I do have a lot of male characters, just it varies from server to server. In fact, I think the other two characters on this server might be male on this account. It just, you know, you roll them up, mix them up, variety. Different races, different classes, different sexes. Oh, I'm supposed to return to Captain Trotter again. Okay, I might want to get this writing skill thing sorted out. Character sheet, skills, mounts, blank. I think Captain Trotter just wanted me to let his soldier out of the stocks.
The game's at 6 p.m. on FS1 tomorrow.
Okay.
How can I be of service? Might I take a moment?
Find and enter the dangerous past of Nan Wethrin. We ride for Nan Wethrin and in for glory. Huskers are playing Northern Illinois.
Yep.
Well, it's in Lincoln, and we're probably due for a win, so that's a good thing. And Aggie wants me to find the half-orc who planted the powder. We're going to find him, and we're going to make him pay. Antler, you never reminded me to set my trade tree.
And reset your trait tree.
Thanks, Antler. Glad you were here to remind me.
And do your 10 minutes.
We already got task items turned in.
Okay.
And I'm eating on camera.
Have you fished yet?
Not yet. Still, I suppose if you were a transgender female and you went through all that trouble of transitioning and then you still ended up getting called he, him, and dude it would probably be deflating.
Oh, it's a sorry day. I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
He needs the cart to his wheel to his cart back. Ginger says, I am a female, was born this way, but I don't get upset when I'm called a guy. I should probably go back to Redline because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing in this trait tree.
Oh, were you trying out the blue line?
Unintentionally. I set it up, but didn't mean to stay in it. Come here, you. There we go. Well, Mr. Kristoff was born a male, but he seems to get bothered if I refer to him as Nancy Boy, so I'll try to be more respectful in the future.
Whoa, me. I don't know if you can help me.
Oh, hang on. Unrecognized command. Okay. of our club members, Ed, likes to joke how electrics are for girls, even though he has a few electrics himself. Now, I said that if you only fly electrics, if you have no glow engines, you have to wear a skirt at the flight line. That's highly amusing. Yeah, nobody should go read that. It will clue you in on what a horrible monster I am and how traumatized my friends are simply by knowing me. Oh, good. It showed up despite the warning. Good. I don't know what she's listening out there, but she's listening to it loudly. Well, how am I supposed to permit you if the permit command isn't known? Type /permit, maybe it's exclamation point permit? Oh, there we go. Now you can post whatever you want for the next 3 minutes. Although I have a strong preference that it not be pornographic. We are keeping it classy here on Lotro Stream, boys and girls. There you go. I'll be right back. I told Mr. Christoph I still had this when he came over to collect the Amiga. But I still have my Hover and Smile ball cap he gave me years and years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. Nope, I don't think it'll fit on over the headset though. We'll just have to set it off to the side.
What do I want to do for my birthday on Friday?
You have a birthday coming up?
Next Friday. And of course I'm getting my basement redone.
What can I do for you?
Is that a euphemism for something, or are they just redoing your basement?
Yeah, they're gonna be redoing the foundation.
I don't know that that statement answers my question, but okay. Oh, Aurora says that's her brother's birthday as well.
And the 22nd is, believe it or not, the fall equinox.
I believe it.
Then, of course, we're supposed to be like, what is it, 90 degrees on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
Are we? It's pretty nice today.
Yeah, 87 on Monday, 88 on Tuesday, 84 on Wednesday, 84 on Thursday.
Still, that's not bad.
Then it's supposed to like drop down to 70 on Friday with rain.
I guess I should accept Destination North Downs since I'm in the middle of the North Downs. Seems like a wise move. I had a feeling I was about to walk off a cliff. Figured I'd better look around. I was distracted by hot peanuts and smokehouse almonds. Come to Butthead. Find and defeat the Tarkrip Defiler. And other stuff's popping up. We get to kill more birds. If I brought enough hot sauce. Is your brother in Alaska, Aurora? Where does he live? Yeah, my sister invited herself along to my niece's birthday dinner, and I told her that I couldn't fit her in the car because of Mrs. M's wheelchair, so she invited my niece along too, so my niece could drive her. It was not a cheap dinner. That's okay. It was great having everybody together, though, even if I had to foot the bill. Your daughter's birthday's that weekend as well. Taking her out of town for some fun. Awesome. And I'm going to drop a DM to you on Discord for digestion later. Okay, cool. I'll keep an eye out for it. Or I'll totally forget and you'll have to remind me. One of the two. We'll see what happens. We're shouting out our friend Adoranel. She's still recovering from her dislocated shoulder and in the middle of moving right now, but she will stream again. So be sure to throw her a follow, check out her stream. And she is on YouTube as much as she is on Twitch, so you can check her out over at YouTube as well. Uh-oh. Orc Slayer complete. Good deal. It looked like it was good for rep with the Rangers of Estelden. They're already familiar with me and my orc slaying ways, despite the fact that I haven't been to Estelden yet, so that's exciting. Even think I need the barrow iron, but we'll pick it up anyway. And that should be kindred with Bree. Nope, that was of Glories Long Past completed. I think that's the quest meta wrapper for Lowlands. No, for North Downs. I thought that might have me kindred with Bree, but I guess not. Looks like I still need 4 more chickens. 3 more chickens. Two more chickens. And we're just going to keep killing orcs because it's the right thing to do. Zinger checking in. Hi, Zinger. Man, I feel bad. You're going to have to go back and watch the replay. We talked sports ball earlier. I'm sorry you missed that, my friend. I am playing on trying to read her name. Carolinia. She is a human female guardian on Landrival. She's on my free-to-play Fridays account. And I just hadn't been on Landrival in a long time, and I hadn't been on this account in a while, so I thought I would dust it off and play a character I haven't touched in a while.
I know one character I've never touched since I created him back in like the decades past. He's on my brand, the branding like server I got to.
You gotta dust off your alts and play them all once in a while. It's good for you. Like throwing up after you eat too much. Wait, I might be wrong about that last part. Okay, I hear Mrs. M calling me. Okay, everybody's dead now but me. That worked out well for me. I have to kill this Tarkrip shooter because he saw too much. And on him ratting me out to the orc cops. I think that Tarkrip work quest reset itself again. Then I got siege weapons up here. All kinds of stuff going on. If you guys haven't been up here before or haven't been here in a long time, this can be a really long quest chain. You can spend a lot of time back here in this Nan Wastern Pass area.
Oh, I go there if I need barrel iron. That's actually one of the main places I go to go find barrel iron.
Tarkrip Fight Master, huh? This guy's fairly tough. I had to kill 5 of those things. Man, that took a while. Guess I can just stand here and wait for him to respawn 4 more times. Yep, Mrs. M is calling me. Yes, dear. Sorry, what'd you ask? Alright, I've got to go check on Mrs. M. Archette, ugh. Well, I can't really pause here. I'm going to pop to Archette. I'll be back in a minute or two. Hang in there, everybody. Zinthouse says, happy wife, happy life. I have expected this game to be dead in the water by now. Actually, they're getting ready to release the new Maritime or Mariner character class. We've got River Hobbits. They're adding Umbar as a new expansion here this fall. The game's hopping. Lotro's alive and well and quite healthy, actually. Chairstream hype. All right, thank you for your patience, everybody. The big emergency, Mrs. M needed something sweet, so I got into the fudge grams. Delicious. Another childhood favorite of mine that I never got over was graham crackers. I just think they're terrific. And now we're at Archett, so I've got a long way to go to get back to where I was, which is probably a good lesson for me there. Update your milestone, Ed. The smart thing was teleporting back to safety. Well, thank you. I'm really not a smart man. We should take advantage of the long run to check and see if I got another skill trait point. I did. We'll assign it to that. And oh, I did unlock another racial trait. Do I have any that I can actually equip yet? I don't believe I do. Oh, I do maybe. Nope. But I got Mercy leveled up enough to where I can slot that. That's good for a vitality boost. Plus evade, plus maximum morale. So that's all good. We'll keep riding that train. And then we'll go over to the blue line. Slot Mercy. And hopefully I'll remember to switch back to red line before I get in a fight. How's the crafting looking these days? There's supposed to be a crafting event coming, or did that already happen? One of the reasons I like streaming Lotro is so that the viewers can keep me up to date on stuff I don't pay attention to. My overall impression is that crafting's kind of fallen by the wayside. The developers are promising to revamp it and make it more useful again. The problem is, up until level 50, crafting is very useful. You can normally craft better loot than you'll get off of landscape or quest completion. But at level 50, they start introducing stuff where, like, legendary weapons tend to be better than crafted weapons. And then they have essence imbued armor, and the essence imbued armor tends to be better than player crafted armor. And there's just a lot of stuff like that that goes on. So as you level up, crafting becomes less and less useful, which is a bit of a shame because a lot of players devote a lot of time and effort into maxing out their crafting skills. And then when you get towards level 100 plus, to find it almost completely useless, it's just like, ugh, come on guys, let's do something with this. But a lot of the upper level crafting stuff just gets used for extra reputation generation. If you're trying to get to kindred or celebrated with certain factions, you can craft stuff to improve your reputation, and it's like, not really what we wanted to use crafting for. They suspended the event. Crafting revamp should make crafting relevant again. Good. Thanks, Egarther. Glad you're here. See, Egarther's smart and pays attention, so he's a good guy to get answers from. Matter of fact, Lotro Stream in general is a great channel because you've got a number of different streamers throughout the week, and there's always a very smart, knowledgeable audience here who's happy to help answer questions and provide advice and suggestion to newer players or old players who are returning to the game. Sounds like we just lost Antler. And we might have gotten Antler back. Were you talking and nothing was coming out, Antler?
I don't know what happened in my Discord, but yeah, they were having trouble with the syncing the event timer with the server clock. So apparently, I guess the forestry event has been suspended until further notice, until they can actually get all the bugs worked out, if they ever do.
Okay, cool. Well, hopefully that happens sooner rather than later.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, sweetie. Okay, Pookie. You had your cookie and now you're all worn out? Alright. Well, I thought that was what Mrs. M wanted before she asked for a cookie, so I will put her to bed and finish the ride to Trestle Bridge. That's good stuff. Alright, be right back, y'all. I am still riding to Trestle Bridge. Holy cow. Tuned in for the crisp crack of the Coke Zero, Ed. That lets you know for certain you're in a Big Ed stream. Hi, Tranis. How goes it? Appreciate you popping in and saying howdy. Pot and Finberry checking in as well. Got Mrs. M all safely tucked in and cozy as a bug in a rug. Apparently eating that cookie wore her out and she wanted to go lay down. Alright. Supposed to talk to somebody here in town. Probably Captain Otley. Nope. Maria Shelton? Yes.
How can I be of service?
That was just a vectoring quest with no XP or rewards. Ponton, what are we snacking on tonight? I've got Planner's heat peanuts and some smokehouse almonds mixed together. Washing them down with a Coke Zero. Well, I was drinking a Diet Dew earlier to start the stream. And one of the questions that popped up earlier, what is one of your favorite old vintage sports games from consoles gone by? We'd mentioned Tecmo Bowl and the 2K sports games, particular Um, Sega NFL Football 2K Sports. I don't remember the title actually. You have to go pull it off the shelf and look. Oh, it's not on the shelf. It's in the box on the floor behind me somewhere. I still haven't unpacked my video games from the move. Pong. Pong is a sports game. Well played, Forbin Kid. Odranis is having a Clio yogurt bar. Get them at Sam's. Pretty much tastes like chocolate covered cheesecake. Awesome. Pistachio and almond ice cream bar. That sounds delicious. Ponton is living right. Antler, you forgot to remind me to change my milestone when I ran through Trestle Bridge. Uh-oh, maybe his microphone's acting up again. I think we're gonna need to fight this guy. He
Hello?
was just in the wrong place. There you are. Now you're back again.
I think my whole time a little loose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just complaining that you forgot to tell me to change my milestone bind.
I'm sorry.
I'm not disappointed. I'm just angry. Don't die, Ed, or get defeated. Yeah, Ponton, old sports things. Bill Walsh, college football, PGA Tour golf, NBA Jam on all three for the Genesis. Forgot about NBA Jam. I've got NBA Jam Tournament Edition for the Jaguar.
I think my dad, he had like a hockey game too. If I remember right.
NHL hockey was really good. I actually have NHL 99 for the PC. Those were fun. I remember EA did a rugby game one year. And they never followed it up. They only did it the 1 year. FIFA Soccer, when that came out for the 3DO, that was groundbreaking. That was the first 3D sports game. I mean, it was just visually spectacular compared to anything else that had come before it, and it set the tone for almost all modern sports games. There was just nothing else like it before. That was one case where the 3DO really was truly innovative. Only sports game I remember, we had a boxing game. Oh, I guarantee it was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Ponton. Or I think they did a Ready to Rumble boxing, but that came out later. And they licensed Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to rumble. I probably owe him $5 for saying that.
Let me see. I might have it stored on my.
Punch Out, Super Punch Out. Yep, Ponton confirms it was Punch Out. That was a classic. I'm just fighting a bird. Die, bird. Now I'm going to fight this orc.
Wow, believe it or not, there was actually a Puss in Boots game too on the Nintendo.
What game?
Puss in Boots, you know, from Shrek.
Puss in Boots, yeah.
It was, it's called Puss in Boots Heroes Great Adventure.
I'm like, why do all my skills look so weird? Because I'm in blue line. And I just clicked on the wrong thing. Come on, Ed, get it together. There we go. Now I gotta fight this orc.
You gotta fight that orc.
It's like an episode of Oprah. You get a sword to the gullet, and you get a sword to the gullet. Everybody gets stabbed.
Remember, we're on Lotro stream.
I'm keeping it classy. I think I'm well on my way to Orc Slayer Advanced tonight. Mr. Christoph says, always classy. Thank you. Pont says, I have an SNES emulator on my PC. Played through Super Mario World again. Very fun. Puss in Boots traces its roots all the way back to the 16th century. Very cool. I am Puss in Boots.
Hear me. At least they got the right actor to voice him.
Why, you think it would have been worse with a different actor?
I don't know.
We just think of Antonio Banderas because that's what we're used to, but if they'd have cast anybody else, then that's who we'd think of.
True. I'm kind of interested in seeing the new Spy Kids movie that's coming out on Netflix.
How can that possibly be good?
I don't know.
What ground did they have left to cover that the other Spy Kids movies didn't already go over? What new could they add to the pantheon?
No idea.
Yep, we got us a fight master. He didn't make it. We're going to fight through the pain. And then we're going to fight this violent Tarkrip. Die, goblin scum. Ah, poop. I'm having a hard time keeping an eye on my mouse pointer. Losing it against the background. I've talked to players who just think I'm out of my mind for using the mouse at all. Also played some F-Zero again. That's a racing game. Yeah, racing games count as sports games. F-Zero was a classic. I was a big fan of the Wipeout games on the PlayStation, and F-Zero was kind of a precursor to that. Very similar. Good stuff. Top Gear is another racing game that he played a lot. He did not make it. Yeah, racing games could be a whole different topic, actually. Need for Speed, Road Rash. Gran Turismo. Ridge Racer. Daytona on the Saturn. I remember that was a big title. If you guys haven't heard of it or seen it yet, there's actually a Gran Turismo movie that just came out. It's based on a true story about a kid who was so good at the video game, Nissan approached him about learning to actually drive race cars, and he actually won Le Mans, I think? Yeah, it's supposed to be a terrific movie. That would be worth checking out. I like Gran Turismo. They had a lot of nice cars to choose from. I mostly went with old classics. Very nice. I see something glowing over here. Shot him in the back, running away. Bacchus checking in. Hello, Bacchus. I'm doing good. I am on the free-to-play Fridays account. I dusted off a Guardian that I have on Landerville. Level was 24, now level 25. Just running through Nain Wathrin. Giving the business to the orcs and goblins. Boy, these goblin chests just keep respawning all over the place. Also, there's nothing wrong with using a mouse. 99% of the time I do mouse and Lotro. Ah, cool. Let me see if I have something in that range on Landy. Yeah, you're welcome to come join the fun. Shelob Watermelon says, greetings. Is it necessary to make multiple characters as a new player for the professions? I really just want to make the one character and chill while doing the stories without the grind. That is completely doable. The reason that I tend to make multiple characters and do crafting circles and things like that is to generate Lotro points. So if you don't want to spend the money to subscribe, or you can't spend the money right now, or you're just not sure about Lotro and you want to check out the game before you commit financially to it, it's easier to unlock the stuff you're going to want as a free-to-play player if you play multiple characters. If you just want to chill and go through the storyline, recommended that you do go VIP, and that way you won't get held back waiting to unlock content or anything like that.
But with the new free-to-play update, you should be able to get through at least most of the main story arc, which is up to Helm's Deep.
Well, the problem with that is that, I mean, in order to unlock storage and in order to unlock travel and things, you're going to need the Lotro points. So if you subscribe, everything gets a lot easier. Going VIP and subscribing will simply enhance your time in the game, and if you want to avoid the grind, the subscription is well worth the money. It's only 99 bucks a year, and Lotro's a terrific game. I mean, it'll easily be the best $99 you spend all year. Cheers for the answers. I'll probably end up getting VIP anyway. It's money well spent. You get 500 extra Lotro points a month to spend in the store. It unlocks swift travel. You can use mail anywhere. You don't have to find a mailbox in town. There's a bunch of other perks. It's like I said, it's money well spent. Just maximizes the quality of your playing time. I have found it interesting though. Like if you play a champion or a guardian, the way you approach quests and the way you approach different challenges is wildly different than if you're playing as a spellcaster or if you're playing as a burglar. I've gotten a lot of extra enjoyment out of the game going back through and playing as different character classes.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
I War Master for years, and then I started getting other characters made up on my server, and I've been playing those. You know, it's a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean that's another reason why you'll probably see a lot of the players who have different alternate characters and things like that. So, I mean, you go through Goblin Town on a champion, it's exhausting, and then you go through on a burglar where you can sneak and stealth around, and it's like, oh, this is so much better. But I mean, there's plenty of instances where the champion's a lot easier or more fun to play than the burglar. It's just a matter of how you want to approach the game. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Ponton says they're soon changing the crafting system where you can choose any 3 crafts and you want with the option to fourth to buy. It might be easy with just one character on all the professions. That sounds like cheating to me.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having a character with a 4th profession. Question is, how much Lotro points do you think we would have to spend for it?
I don't know.
I think my character is starting to miss the stars of the sun.
There we go. 5 masters down. And this should be my last goblin chest. Anyway, the important takeaway is that Lotro's awesome and you should play it and subscribe if you can.
I think what got me into Lotro was playing RuneScape. And I hate to age myself with that.
Yasser checking in. Hi Yasser, how are you?
What'd you do?
What did who do?
Oh, Yasser. Yasser said they got bad news from their boss. So I was like, what'd you do?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Yasser. Need to work 13-hour shift tomorrow. Oof. That makes for a long day. Oh, I think I'm dropping loot.
The good thing I grabbed that Hunter Guide to the 21st Hull skill before I left, because I had to go all the way down to the Red Horn Loads to do this chapter.
Well, that worked out well for you then.
Yep. I will say, Ponton, at least Locho actually is getting a Mariner class. I will say that RuneScape in its maybe 20-something years has not added a sailing skill at all.
Good evening, Ed and Antler.
Hello, Bacchus.
Wow.
Yep, Antler, unfortunately, some of us have been working for a living lately. Been keeping me busy. How are you doing?
I'm worn out, exhausted. I've been doing branches in my yard for 2 to 3 days straight, and I had to clean my office at home a couple days, so I was like, I'm a little exhausted.
That will tie you up.
And I have to be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so...
That's like almost in the afternoon. It's so late.
Yep.
But I hope
think
it goes well.
A few years in the armed services should get Antler adjusted to morning life.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit, I probably went last 5 seconds.
I imagine you'd last a little bit longer than that. Especially if you go to the Air Force. That's a vacation. You up 17,000 people watching the stream with an Air Force background who all typing very angrily right now.
I didn't say it. But you're not wrong.
But yeah, I was telling Pop, like, at least Lotro is adding some kind of sailing skill. RuneScape in its 20 years hasn't done that. They've been using that as some kind of April Fool's joke.
Sailing skill?
Yeah, I think if I remember hearing the story right, I think one time some player was digging into the RuneScape coding or whatever and found a skill that was in development. And I think they posted or a line or something. And when RuneScape was getting ready to announce its next skill, and that's the poster was saying like, oh, sailing's gonna be the next skill and all this, and like that's how all that sailing business. And for the last 20 years, players have been begging Jagex to get to put sailing
skill.
Yeah, for both OSR for both old school and RuneScape 3, but it hasn't happened.
I'm gonna shoot you and just a segue quickly. Just gonna send you an invite in.
Okay. It sounds like a fun way to screw with data miners anyway. I kind of like it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's been like an April Fool's joke too, I think, that they have gone on. And I hate to age myself with that game.
You're a spring chicken, Antler.
It is actually one of my top original. It was actually one of my first original MMOs that I've ever played.
Just remember, even if you live to be 120, you'll never be as old as Freelancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a game I still play to this very day.
Nothing wrong with playing older games and being loyal to a game that you enjoy. Mr. Christoph certainly gets a lot of value and enjoyment out of retro stuff, so to call it.
As much as I want to do this since I'll have to wait for another night. It's getting to be that time, so I am going to actually head off to bed. I will see you folks tomorrow.
Antler, have a lovely evening. I'm glad you got to hang out with me. I know it was the high point of your whole week.
I know, right?
And congratulations on making it to the show. We now need to find something else to talk to you about.
It's not going to be hard. Yeah.
No, it won't be.
Pretty much everything that goes on in my life is torture, so...
No, you deserve it.
No, I know.
Can I actually hit something that's 5 levels above me? Let's test this.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they made some fairly significant changes to finesse. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of deflect.
Because you lack finesse.
Yes.
I think I need to kill 2 more marksmen. Getting really tired of killing goblins. It's wearing me out.
Yeah, you guys have been going for a fair while, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Started a
Coming in
little
late.
early. No, that's okay. I was fully prepared to just hang out and play by myself. Any
Well, I
company
haven't
is
been
welcome.
I haven't been around much lately, so I thought maybe popping in.
Yeah, like you said, you've been busy with work. I can relate.
Unfortunately, that's not going to change before the end of the year. And hello, there you go. So there's somebody else I've not seen much of lately because I've been busy. Ooh. I forgot to watch my health.
Did you get defeated?
Very nearly.
Want me to share some quests?
Let's have a look. I picked up the auto bestow ones,
Okay,
which
I
you
think
have
that's
already
mostly what
finished.
I've got working right now anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I know you've already completed them, so I'll just follow you around and kill stuff. These aren't
Okay.
characters that I play, so
I don't play this character much either. So I thought it'd be fun to dust her off.
it is nice to do something different from time to time.
Let's go find me a marksman.
I will have a look. Oh, he's only got track BC, he hasn't got track Passage of Foes yet. seem to remember there being no short supply of them.
No, for some reason the marksmen aren't as common. These stupid violent Tarkrip goblins, man, I am tired of looking at them.
Oh, enmity of the goblins is a thing at least.
Yeah.
There's a marksman.
There he is. Let's go ruin his whole day. And I can't believe I haven't finished Kindred with Bree. I popped a bunch of quests.
Oh, nothing a trip through Baradons won't fix.
That's true. I still got 5,000 to go. I am genuinely surprised. Okay. Half-work schemer. Siege engineer.
Those
So we have to
back
work our
off
way
to
up.
the, I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
How do we get up there? Oh, back up this
Through
way.
the goblins.
Okay. Natch. I might have a siege engine or two to blow up. Well, here's all those marksmen I couldn't find.
It always works out like that.
I think we want to go this way. He did not make it.
Oh. He had a bad day. How's Mrs. M, by the way?
Very good, actually. I was telling everybody we took my nephew out for dinner for his birthday, and my sister invited herself along, and then when I told her I didn't have room for her in the car, she invited my niece along, which is okay. We love seeing our niece. We all got together for dinner and had a nice night. And I think my nephew picked an Asian-themed restaurant just to placate his aunt. So I was talking to him, I'm like, well, you think about where you want to go for dinner on Friday, and then your aunt will tell you that won't work, and she'll pick a place, and we'll just have to go with it. And he started laughing. She was pretty sure she wanted to go to the Middle Eastern restaurant that we go to pretty regularly, and my sister would have been quite happy with that too. But I was skeptical we could have gotten in there on a Friday night, so.
I'm certainly taking a lot more of a beating from these mobs that are higher level than I used to.
Is there a way up here? I don't hear you fighting anymore. Are you okay?
Yep. No, I was just, you got a little bit of far away from me. Took a
Okay.
while to kill that guy. Excuse me. I think we
I
have to
thought
go
the
over the
dudes.
bridge.
Okay, that's annoying. Well, your champion's almost out.
I was lucky I had that 5-ton skill ready to go. Or bracing.
I didn't realize you were so much lower. I'll stick with you guys. I keep kind of peeking
Oh,
ahead,
I'll
just
just
assuming
let
you're
you,
not going to need my help. There you go. Well, we all three started attacking him, and then I was kind of like, oh, these guys have it, and I moved on to the next one. I'll quit doing that.
She did not have it. Yeah. Yeah, regular mobs couldn't be a problem, but the elites, yeah, she struggles a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think this is the right way. Well, this is the really elite mobs. Yeah, we don't want to be here. These guys are... I was at half health. For some reason, I don't see my second wind heal. Alright. No, this must be the way up. Okay. Make sure you guys got around the brawler. These are the siege engineers. Let me go in and start tanking them. I think I might go down here. Yep, I got defeated. That doesn't bode well for anybody.
Oh, this is not going to go well for me. There we go. Champion's down. Let's see how well the hunter can fight. Sorry if this makes you dizzy.
Oh, do not reset. He reset. Yeah, that's a problem.
Turn off that combat move assist. Oops.
Got him. What?
Combat move assist. That thing that keeps moving you that little bit in combat.
Oh.
It's the... Congratulations.
Oh boy. Second level tonight. Knocks on all the woods. Your ingest issues seem to have cleared up for a while now. Did you make any changes on your end? No, that was something Cox Communications did. I think it was their problem, and they finally got around to fixing it. Oh, he's been hanging out a while. I'm going to have to do a client repair and drop the stream because of the download. Thanks again for the info. Shelob Watermelon, anytime. Hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with you again. Death count 1. Oh, and we now have another glowing brawler for some reason. I just did this. Oh well. Who's the other orc I'm supposed to find? The half-orc who planned the powder.
Oh, he's outside, isn't he?
No. He's in here somewhere. Let's make that the quest guide focus. It is pointing me back this direction. Does that make any sense? Let's try crossing this bridge and see where it leads. Not to me. There you go.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. She should miss a little bit less now.
It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to walk off the edge. The script says, yeah, working on Jenkins and Maven Nexus servers while I lurk. Well, why wouldn't you? He's either off to the right or I'm being led astray.
Well, you are a susceptible, easily distracted fellow, so...
It's true.
Ooh, shiny. I'm going to grab that rich silver while you fight for your life. I'll join you shortly.
Okay. I don't need the marksman.
You made friends anyway.
Oh well. And they will taste the golden spray. Looks like we got another bridge back here. Maybe that leads to the half-orc? I don't think so, though. That looks like it leads, it's just a different path up.
Ah, yeah. Sorry. My turn for making friends.
You're gonna need help with your friends. On my way.
Yep, thank you. Thank you.
I guess we can go across. The impression I get is this just circles back down away from where the half work's supposed to be. Yeah, this just kind of leads off to nowhere. The half work is in the opposite direction.
We're on the road to nowhere. I forget the rest of the song. It's been a while since I've heard it.
Yeah, Talking Heads aren't in rotation on very many radio stations anymore. Great band, though.
Not anymore.
Burning Down the House, Life During Wartime. Yeah, I don't know we want to jump the rest of the way down. That's a long drop even for a Berg. Maybe I did overshoot the half work. Let's work our way down and go see.
What does your map say?
I don't look at maps. I'm a dude. Nan Amal West, no. Nan Wathron. The half-orc schemer is an orange circle.
Oh, cheers, Bunton.
Oh, you're right. He's out. Tarkrip Assault Camp. Oh, okay. He's actually over by Trestle Bridge. Well, why isn't it giving us the quest vector for the really hard area? Actually, we wouldn't want to go in there tonight with you guys as low level as you are anyway.
I do have a level 120.
Well,
I could bring him along instead.
that wouldn't be very sporting, would it?
No, it's orcs. You're not supposed to be sporting. You're just
That's
supposed
true.
to win.
Aurora said this isn't Apex, there's fall damage. I know, Aurora. But how fun would it be to come through here with a flatline and a Peacekeeper?
That would even the odds somewhat.
Yep. Could make quick work of this whole place. As long as I could get the ammo. Hug the fence. There we go. It already feels like I fought every orc in the North Downs 3 times. You can grab that silver if you want it.
Actually, I agree with the skill points, but it does start to feel like a bit of an endurance sort of event in some of these places.
I concur. You don't happen to have a port back to Trestlebridge, do you?
Unfortunately not. I don't even have Brie. Because you don't get that until, what, 26 or something? Or 35, or long after you need it.
Well, it's always useful.
Where does he have guide skills too? Uh, funnily enough, it looks like he doesn't have any, which seems strange.
Yep, very strange.
No, he doesn't have any guide skills.
You should probably go ahead and delete him and re-roll.
Possibly. Well, that's very weird. I thought you at least had 1 or 2 by level 20.
Yeah, by this point, you'd expect the orcs to be moving out of our way.
Yeah, that have heard about these nasty people coming through and brutalizing them. Murderizing all in their path.
You didn't stop for the other silver deposit?
Nah, I don't need it that much right now.
Okay.
Figure
Not
let's
like
get
I
out of
need it
here
at
and
all.
get the questing done.
I do not have the riding skill yet. Otherwise, I
Really?
just blast through here on a horse. Well, like I said, I haven't played this character in almost a year.
And it's the free-to-play one, so you haven't got account-wide riding.
All of my accounts are free-to-play accounts.
This is also true.
Would be really fun is one of these days I'll dust off the lost account that I didn't know I had. Have to play those characters once in a
See
while.
what's on there.
Ponton's heading off for now. Ponton, have a good night, bud. Thanks for popping in and hanging out. You probably left before I noticed that. That was before Aurora's Apex
yep.
comment.
10
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm a little slow sometimes.
I've got a spare Android tab that I keep on my desk, sort of in line of sight, that I use for chat. Well, not so much use for chat, but I use it as something that I can monitor chat on. I still use the Twitch interface on the web page for actually chatting, but it's useful for you see the movement and it catches your eye when somebody says something.
Oh, I should have seen Ponton mention that he was heading out. I'm just oblivious. I've got Chatterino blown up. It's in a column. This is my main monitor. It's just off to the next edge, and it's in big bold notes. I should see it. Yeah, Roris's delayed response. Laugh out loud. Exactly. There's a named orc in here I need to kill. I killed him before, but it was too soon. Yeah, you guys should be just fine with these. Sure,
Yeah, it's
Lugris
not
is
hard.
the...
They take a bit of killing.
Lugbus.
Beat the enmity of the orcs. This guy aggro.
I don't know. Uh-oh. There we go.
Yeah, he just started running on the spot.
I don't know anything, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to vendor before I can turn in these quests.
I'll try to help you if I can.
Ooh. I've just realized that we may need to pay the housing bill on Prick Hollow.
Okay.
That hasn't been done in a while.
I almost loaded those guys up. I thought maybe Jasko or Warsteiner. But, then I decided to do something else.
It's always nice to have options.
That's why I like having so many characters available. It's like, what am I in the mood for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've not really been playing much Lotro lately. For some reason, I haven't been in the mood.
Well, somebody who's not supposed to be in here popped in to say hi earlier, and I ended up having to ban him, which was a bit awkward, but we'll be playing tomorrow. It's like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. Sorry,
Oh,
bud.
yeah, it's a new account. That's.
Yeah.
I was about to say, how did he?
He doesn't mean any harm, but
No, and he doesn't. But yeah, he's managed to burn a few bridges, unfortunately.
yeah,
Step
one
on
or
a few
two.
toes.
Anyway, we'll probably be running missions tomorrow if you're around. Come join us.
Should be, yeah. And I think my character and his are roughly the same level on Gladden.
Perfect.
Well, they were. I think you've been working on him a bit, so.
For some reason, it looked like I was leveling up faster than he was. I don't know what it is, but whenever I try to power level him, it's just like he just never seems to make any progress. Of course, knowing him, he could have a tortoise stone on and not know it. Somebody could have
That's
given him
always a
one and been like,
possibility.
here, this will help you level faster as a joke. Nothing with him would shock me. Kipio checking in. Mr. Kristoff says, wait, that's a thing? Yeah, you can get a stone of the tortoise and it'll prevent your character from leveling up so that you don't end up over level for a quest area that you're working in. Okay. Well, I got my overflow cleaned up. New skirmish available. Title awarded. Heroine of the North Downs.
Congratulations.
have a deed completed. And I made Lotro points. Now all I have to do is try to figure out how to beg, borrow, or steal for pack space.
Oh, Lotro points. That'll do it.
Or just hit the sell all button.
That also works.
Mr. Kristoff says, can I get one of those for real life? No, you have to keep leveling up. Sorry. Okay, now I got 3 open pack slots. I am ready to roll. I don't think you could hit the sell all button. What about all those task items? Exactly. So I would never hit that button. It'd be pure folly. Hello, Aggie.
Oh dear.
She got for me two-handed sword, one-handed mace, one-handed hammer, warden shield. Take the two-handed sword because it's the best vendor bait. Now what she got for me?
I don't know if you can help me.
Travel to the crossroads north along the Greenway. I think she's sending me to Mincham. I don't know if we've got anything else to turn in. Thought there'd be one more. Oh, Elsie doesn't have anything for me. Weird. Well, there it is. That's the quest chain. What did that pop? To Higrapore? Yeah, we don't want to be doing Higrapore tonight. That is small fellowship? Full fellowship. Small
Yeah, we
fellowship.
struggle a little bit.
Yeah. You more than me.
Yes. Well, I don't know how
Actually,
much struggling would be involved. I just die a lot.
yeah. Wouldn't really be a problem at all. Alright, let's do some
Fairly
crafting
inconvenient.
and some fishing.
Fishing sounds good. I do have apprentice angler on both of these turns.
Look at you go. Forbin Kid says, move to Mars and a birthday won't come around as often. Excellent point, Forbin Kid.
Yeah, if we move to Mars, people are going to be back to dying in their 30s.
How long is a Martian year?
Actually, let me double check that. I don't think it's twice. It's 687 days. So 360, a little bit under twice.
Okay.
Like 1.8. Yeah, 730 would be 2 years. So yeah, it's about 80%. 1.8.
No drinking or fooling around until you're 36.
About that, yeah. And dead by 40.
Yeah, let's face it, we're dead by 40 anyway. That just
Certainly
makes it
on the
official.
inside.
Yeah. You might not be. You're single.
Yes, I have managed to avoid that particular source of.
I think by my 5th
Bless.
wedding anniversary, I was like, God, can't a comet just hit the Earth already? You got a weaponsmith handy?
No,
All
fortunately
right.
not.
I
This is a metal
probably
stuff.
do. I'll see about getting some shield spikes made just for fun. Shield spikes are very underutilized, and it's a bit of a shame. Wardens
I tend to use them
and
on the Guardian.
Guardians use them, yeah. Do you actually use them
Yeah, I
regularly?
use them on the Guardian when tanking. I put them on for extra threat and extra damage when I'm tanking.
Well, I haven't looked at them for a long time, but they used to provide much higher chance of criticals too. And I was talking earlier, I like sword and board because I like using the shield smash attacks. And you combine that with the bonus criticals from the shield spikes, and it gets very powerful. You can drop some very challenging targets quickly that way. I mean, I can't, but a good guardian probably could. Well, it looks like I need some more light leather. Still, that was a happy thing. I'd probably go ahead and sell it.
No, I don't.
What I actually need at this point is probably... Oh, let's bind our milestone. Antler left without reminding me to change my milestone binding. He's in trouble. We'll pick on him for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go fish the river. Oh, the ramp down is all the way back here. You were already on it. Look at you go.
I took a shortcut through the housing.
It's weird they put this little shack down here for no particular reason.
It's part of a quest for the what you call it? What's the quest sign? The new one that they put in just next door? Wildwood.
Oh, okay. Look at me talking about stuff I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was here before then, or if they put it in specifically for this, but yeah. You come down here looking for clues to a murder.
Ooh. I want to murder some fish. Smelt. Barbarous Barble. Ooh, and a point of fishing skill. Wow, no
Nice.
kidding.
Well done.
I already have fishing skill 42 on this character.
Well
Very
done.
cool.
I, on the other hand, have fishing skill 3 on the champion and on the hunter.
Bourbon Kid likes to set his audio to max so he can hear the bobber bob. Fishing skill 43. Yeah, IRL a lot of times, particularly if you're like fishing off the bottom for catfish and you're not using a float, you can tie a small bell to your line, and if a fish starts pulling out line, it'll actually ding the bell. Man, I'm that close to journeyman angler. It's exciting.
Barely able to contain yourself.
It's true.
What was I playing the other day that had a decent fishing mechanic? What's that new free-to-play,
Paleo?
basically multiplayer? Yes, that's the one. Fishing in that wasn't too bad. It was a little bit more involved in just click the skill and click it again when you actually have to reel the fish in, and it's a little bit more interactive. The way Red Dead Redemption does fishing is very nice, though. I had a lot of fun with that.
And that's going to do it for fishing. I
Fishing
have
skill
caught
15.
fishing skill 44, but I caught a catfish, so I don't have any more bag space. I will have to head to Bree and clean out my bags. Got a bunch of stuff I probably need to stick in the vault, but in the meantime, I can just use my new trestle bridge tie to pop back up without having to make the jog. Look at me go.
Nice. On the
And
other hand, we'll need to do it the slow way.
you'll have to hoof it. Sorry about that, buddy.
Mhm.
My thanks to Bacchus for joining me tonight. My thanks to all of you for hanging out.
Well, thank you
I
for having
have
me.
fished, I have crafted, I have eaten on camera, I have managed my inventory, and done my task item turn-ins. We have a complete stream under our belt.
Mm-hmm.
Although it looks like my stream replay's buffering. Can you see it?
It is hiccuping a little bit
Okay.
from time to time. Yeah, it's buffering quite badly right now. So you're in your server. I think, who was it, Mr. Christoph? Might have jinxed you.
It's not showing me dropping any frames. Oh yeah, it is. Just like 3% though.
But it's 3% in the last 2 minutes
Yeah.
of the whole stream.
All right. Well, that's as good a reason as I need to get off, I guess. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. We've got Professor Teacher G, Doug Glendower, looking for somebody else streaming Lotro. Not seeing anybody. No El Galadwin tonight. No French Girl Gaming. That's true. Mr. Christoph did knock on the woods.
Yeah, nobody that I recognize that's playing.
Am I going to have to dump the stream? Wow. Let's not do that. Let's find a new streamer to say hi to. Who else is streaming Lotro? Once in a great while, I am it.
Does happen from time to time. Depends on the time of day.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'd be surprised tonight. Yeah, there's a bunch of people streaming. Good. Let's go make a new friend, everybody. See who we have. Old man glasses activate. $2 bill. Wool socks. Vitamin peanut butter.
That's
Better than Starfield.
fun name.
Old McStabbin.
I have been having quite a lot of fun with Starfield.
River Hallett Brawler versus Revamped Guardian. That is Circumlocutioner. So, yeah, nobody I'm familiar with, although $2 bill sounds familiar. I'll give a caveat that I can't promise there won't be swearing if I go ahead and raid somebody. So hopefully we find somebody who's keeping it classy tonight. But I've got to roll the dice because I'm not that familiar with anybody. I am just going to use my gut instinct and say, let's go say hi to Vitamin Peanut Butter. So, sorry for the paralysis of analysis, everybody. And I'll apologize in advance if Vitamin Peanut Butter isn't keeping it classy.
Oh, not something I have much control over.
Well, you know. We do our best. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you are on tomorrow or Sunday, come by my channel and say hi. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Well, take care. Just yes.
It's buffering really bad. I have no idea if any of this outro is getting out to anybody. Oh well, here goes the raid. Thanks for nothing, Cox Communications. We blame the internets, exactly.
Oh, there we go.